Hello and welcome to this 30-minute vinyasa. So we are going to start off in a reclined position, and you might want to use any props if you've got a blanket or blocks or a bolster and you'd like to prop yourself up. Please feel free to do so. Otherwise, making your way down onto your back, and you may just like this constructed rest position. So feet out wide, knees knocking in, you have your arms or your hands resting on the body, so you notice your breath, or down beside you, or you might like soles of the feet together. You can prop up under the knees or your legs extended long. And just finding the shape where you're really able to settle into your breath. And looking for that experience of weight, so your body becoming heavier and heavier into the mat beneath you. And then just taking a few rounds to breathe in through the nose. And you might like that sigh out the mouth. Then in through the nose. And sighing it out the mouth. And then settling into your breath rhythm, starting to notice the quality of your breath today. Maybe the subtle sensations you can feel in your body right now. And maybe you notice more of the mental or emotional fluctuations that you're experiencing. Just seeing if you can find that sense of stepping back and observing, and not becoming too attached to what's happening. If you're struggling to feel the breath, or everything feels a little bit up in your head or overwhelming, then just placing your hands on your body, maybe around the ribs or the belly, so you can start to feel the natural movement of your breath. We always want to take this time at the start of a practice to arrive, to come home to ourselves, and in a way to be moving from more of this neutral space. And let's take 3 more breaths here. And then after you've completed your 3rd exhalation, just bringing a little movement through the fingers and the toes. You might draw the knees in towards the chest. And starting to take a little movement here. So really gently, you really don't want to force the knees in towards the chest here and come into this very intense flexion action. But more so just starting to move and bringing your awareness and curiosity to how the lower back, how the hips are feeling. You could roll out through the ankles, spread the toes. You get those little clicks and creaks. And then drawing your right knee in towards the chest, extend the left leg long. Excuse me. You rock side to side, and then taking that right knee over the body, finding a sense of spinal twist. So you might kind of rock in and out of the movement, or you might prefer just to hold statically. And then allow the awareness of your breath to come into the back of your ribs, into the back body. And just 2 full breaths here. And then drawing back to the center and changing over. So extend your right leg long, draw that left knee in towards the chest. You might like a little movement here before we take it over. And then when you're ready, looking for that supine spinal twist. Maybe you turn your gaze, maybe you rock in and out just slightly. You don't have to force it all the way over. In fact, when we're doing this, just to bring some more movement and freedom into the spine, but also for your breath, so you start to access this kind of 360 breathing, not just into your chest or the front body that we think about a lot of, but more so breathing into the back and the sides of the body as well. And you want to invite a sense of 360 breath throughout the practice. being more efficient and cultivating more energy and balance within the body. One more breath here. And then all the way back. Let your knees come in towards the chest. You might like that gentle drawing in, or you might prefer to bring your arms and legs up towards the ceiling and just shaking everything out. So like you're bringing this energy and awareness through the hands and the feet, waking everything up. Noticing that sensation, and then either rolling off to one side to make your way towards the tabletop, or you might bring the hands in underneath the knees, and if it feels okay on your back, it'll rock up and down. If it doesn't, just rolling out to the side, not forcing it. And you can come up, you might cross your ankles or sweep your feet to the side, and then making your way to our tabletop position. And setting yourself up, so wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Take a moment to shift forward and back so the weight starts to come down through your hands. And you bring more awareness into your wrists and your hands when we're going to be supporting the body. And can you find this activation like you're squeezing your thumbs towards each other? So you press down into the floor and then squeeze in as if you're creating this line of energy coming up through the inside of the arms, right into the center of the chest, and then back out the other arm. So this hugging in towards the center. So it's a really active tabletop. You don't want to be sitting here too passively. And then we'll take it through a few rounds of cat-cow, belly drops, arch the spine, lengthening across your collarbones, and then curl around with your breath. And starting a few rounds like this, belly drops, arch, lengthen through the crown of the head, and curl around. Two more. Maybe you let your weight come over your hands a little more. Again, warming up through the wrists, you want to have some weight into your hands. And then settling in neutral spine. And you can either keep your hands right there. I like to bring my hands a little further forward and my knees slightly closer. And so the movement here, we're going to sink back to child's pose, but I'm bending my elbows so they come to the floor. And then inhale out, as I lift, right arm, left leg, extend, and really lift through the back chain of your body. Drawing back down and sink into child's pose. And it doesn't have to be all the way down. Try and keep your child's quite active as well. And then as you lift up, extend, left arm, right leg, and reach through your fingers and toes. Lowering back down with control, draw belly in. You might even tuck your toes, just kind of sit back on the heels. And then lifting from your center, reach. Make this as smooth and as active as you can, and really mindfully placing the knee and the hand back down. With your breath, extend. And lower. Reaching up. And down. One more to each side. Child's, and then tabletop. Either keep your toes tucked or sit back on your heels, walk yourself back into your toe squat, reach your arms out wide, span across the chest, extending through your fingertips, and either just holding here, draw your belly button to spine, or just this little bit of pulsing with your arms. So you find where there is that natural bounce. Belly button to spine, keep lengthening through the crown of the head, opening up, 3, 2, 1, and then shake it out. Shake out through your wrists. You might like a few circles, rolling out through the hands. Glide your hands forward, anything else you need for your wrists, and then making your way into downward facing dog. And this moment of movement, so pedaling out the feet, you might sink your hips side to side, grounding down evenly through your hands, lengthening through the sides of the body. And keep as much of a bend in your knees. You really allow the shape to be active, and you can find the soft bend in your knees, and then feel like you're trying to pull your legs away from each other.
And you're looking for a sense of activation down the outside of the legs here. As you press your hands into the floor and then soften your shoulders away from your ears. Draw belly button to spine. Can you really activate, turn this whole shape on? Then rise up onto your toes, start to ripple forward towards a high plank. Now, if coming into high plank doesn't feel like the best option for you, you might just come a little further forward and then draw yourself back and try and stay in that movement. Or you can always bring your knees down. Otherwise, coming forward, belly button to spine, and then soft knees, draw it up and back. If it's too much with your wrist, feel free to come down to the forearms, or just come back to your tabletop at any point, and back. But the more you can squeeze your hands in toward each other and actually bring the awareness to the center of the body. So we're moving from that center, or the kind of core of the body, so there's more strength and stability. Two more like this. Beautiful. And then leaning back in your downward facing dog. Soft bend in the knees. Start to walk your hands back towards the feet. Keep a bend in the knees as you come into your forward fold. You might lift up for this first one and allow your elbows to rest on the knees. Or you might ground down through your feet, take opposite elbows. If you end up, you're hanging, you've got straight legs, be mindful of what's happening through your lower back and your belly. So that's where you might want that bend in your knees. You need a little bit of movement to really ground down through the feet, feel strong and stable here. Bring your hands to your shins as you're ready. Half lift, lengthening the back of the neck. Inhale. Exhale, bend, like your hands walk back to downward facing dog. Reach your right leg high. Looking towards your right hand, start to bend your right knee and see how close you can step it towards the right hand. So it might be right here. Okay, nothing wrong with it, but see how far you can go. And either staying up on your hands or sink your hips, lift your chest. Press down through the hands and then step the right foot back. Left leg rises. Same again, start to step it forward. Remember, it might just be right out to the side and you just pause here, okay? Otherwise, step that left foot a little further forward towards the hand. Maybe you sink your hips. Modify for how your body is feeling. Up and back, step the left foot back. And you might like to bring your feet together here in your down dog. Right leg, reach it up. Step forward. Your variation, sink down, maybe you lift the gaze. Press through the hands, reach it up and back. Right foot comes back. Left leg rises. Gazing forward, step it forward. Sink the hips. Press down, step back. One more on each side, right leg rises. Step forward. Maybe you notice there's a little more space each time, and maybe there isn't. Either way, that's fine. Step back. One more. And back. One full breath in your down dog. And then rising onto your toes, ripple forward, high plank position. Option to bring your knees down for this first one, or lower through your push-up, but coming all the way down to the belly. Option one, as you release your feet, is just to stay and hold in baby cobra. Or you might like to bring the arms back, float the feet, and find locust pose. Keep the leg through the back of the neck, reaching out through the crown of the head. Beautiful, release. Hands underneath the elbows. Option, take it back to your down dog. Or if your back feels good, you want to go further, pressing into the tops of the feet, the hands, and you might like to come into upward facing dog. Just an option or any other variation. Downward facing dog. Rising onto your toes, gazing forward, step, walk, maybe a hop. This time come to the top of your mat. folding over your legs. Ground down through the feet, rise up. Beautiful, hands to heart center. Feeling that presence down through your feet, draw belly button to spine. Just this sense of drawing in, so it finds that connection to the midline of your body. Inhale as your arms reach, and forward fold. Halfway lift, hands to shins. Bend the knees to plant your hands, step it back to high plank position. Option to take it straight to downward facing dog, or shift forward. Maybe you lower to your belly and take baby cobra or locust again. Otherwise, you might come halfway down and transition onto the tops of the feet, the upward facing dog. So your option, how you come down and your spinal extension you'd like to take. Downward facing dog. Inhale, feel right leg to rise. Bend the right knee, open a moment for scorpion dog. And you might like to hold here or just rolling out through your foot. Maybe you take a nice big circle with that knee. And then gazing forward, step your right foot in between the hands, and you helping hand that needs to get there. Rise onto the fingertips as you bring your back heel down. We'll sit out for warrior one. Arms reach up as you sink into that front knee. Find a connection through your feet. Think about how you sense yourself drawing in towards the center or the midline of your body. One more breath. And then as you exhale, let your hands come down. Take your hands to the inside line of your right foot. Start to walk your hands towards your left foot. So that it'll bend in the knees as you spiral around. And then let your right toes come all the way around. So you're on your right toes, pressing out through that heel. Lift up, now facing the left into crescent lunge. And lifting up, and a little bend in that back neck, extending through your arms. Exhale, bring the hands to the floor. Frame your left foot, step back. Option, downward facing dog, or moving through your rounded flow. So again, you might bring the knees down as support, or you might lower through your low push-up, and then transitioning into your upward facing dog. Just taking your time to move through your variation, or holding downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Open for scorpion dog, stack the hips. Maybe you roll out that ankle, or nice big circles out through the hip. Reaching up, step your left foot in between the hands. Any support it needs to get there. Back heel comes down, rising up for warrior one. Find that foundation through your feet, so you're sinking down, nice and strong with the legs, and that feeling, that presence of drawing in towards your center, staying connected with your breath. And then bringing your hands down on your exhale. Both hands to the inside line of the left foot. And again, keep yourself low. Soft bend in the knees. Transitioning back to your right foot. Roll up onto your left toes. Set the feet and then inhale, rise. Crescent lunge. One full breath. And as you exhale, plant the hands down. Step back, option, downward facing dog, or moving through your flow. So modify as you'd like to. And then pausing in your downward facing dog, 2 full breaths. You might like 2 full breaths in child's pose if that feels like a better option to you right now. And then inhale, let's reach the left leg high. The same as before. Bend, stack, and open the hips once again for scorpion dog. Now, if you do have wild thing and you'd like to take it over, feel free to go there. Otherwise, holding here, any movement that feels good. And then when you're ready, draw a knee towards the nose. Step the left foot in between the hands.
Back heel comes down. This time we'll open for warrior two. So windmill the arms open, sink down and adjust. Gazing over that middle left finger if you can, and maybe a little movement in and out from your warrior two. And staying connected to your breath. So you're in this flow with your breath as from the flow of the practice. Little reach forward, turn your front palm, reverse your warrior back. Beautiful. Now coming forward like we're coming into side angle, but think about keeping length right out through this left side. Reach your left arm up as you start to come over, and then see if you can bring your right arm so you're kind of framing your face here. Sinking into this front knee, we're going to hold for 3 full breaths. And what I want the focus to be is the length in both sides. So belly button is drawing in, there's this left connection to the center line, but a real length through both sides of the body. And inhale, reaching up, straightening your front leg, bringing the hands to your hips, turning your toes in. Lift and lengthen. And then exhale, forward fold. So maybe a soft bend in those knees as you come over. Use any props that you need or adjust as much as you need here. Find your forward fold. You might keep the hands here. You might bring them over onto your ankles or walk the hands through. If you have any other variations or inversions that you like to add in, go for it. And just taking 3 full breaths here. One more breath. Rising onto the fingertips. Halfway lift. And then Tokyo yourself, so towards your right foot once again. Coming up onto your left toe, sink down like we're sitting up for that crescent lunge once again, and then reaching all the way up. Crescent warrior, sinking into the front knee. Let the hands come down. So you're going to sweep your hands down. Left hand plants, right arm reaches all the way up and add in this twist. Now your option is just to stay right here, or you might like to bring the back knee down. And if it's really accessible in your practice, you might want to bend your back knee, reach for the foot, and maybe even take hold of the foot and drawing it in. Or just staying with that high twist. 3 full breaths wherever you are. And then release. Right, lift those toes, plant the hands down, frame your foot, and stepping back. So if you work with any of your little hops, you might step back halfway. If you have any other variations, taking that. You might like to hold down dog, or again, we'll shift it through your variation of flow. Yep, so knees can come down, anything else to need here. And then we take it into downward facing dog. One more round of flow. Right leg rises, inhale. Scorpion dog, so you can open those hips. If you took it through wild thing, feel free to go there again. Maybe just a little bit of movement though with the foot or the knee. And then we'll step that right foot in between the hands. That heel comes down as we set up for warrior two. Windmill the arms. And setting up your shape once again. So just a little rocking in and out. Maybe you're gazing over that middle finger. And then reaching forward, reverse your warrior. Now sinking into that front knee. And then as we come into this variation of side angle, start to reach your right arm long. Notice where you collapse into the side body. So if you come down and you lose that connection and it starts to kind of fold, I want you to lengthen out, reach the arm, use the arm to find leg, and then bring that leg down. And if it's really hard to hold, just don't lean over as much, right? Lift up, sink into that front knee. And there's a sense of trying to open your chest or your left rib cage up towards the ceiling. 2 full breaths here. Inhale as you reach, straighten the front leg, bring your hands to the hips, and then we'll turn the feet in, finding that wide-legged setup, adjusting as you need, lift and lengthen, and coming forward. Now, if you have any of your own options you prefer to take here, again, feel free. Otherwise, this time we'll add a little bit of a twist. So right hand comes down in front, and left arm might reach up. If you want to come with me, modify as you need to. Add as much bend in the knees as you need as well. And then left hand down. Let's reach that right arm up. And then slowly bring it back down. With that halfway lift, start to walk your hands to frame your left foot, this time staying up on your back toes, and rising again for crescent warrior, or crescent lunge. And as you let both hands come down, right palms to the floor, left arm circles all the way up, and we add this twist. Now your option is to stay right here, or again, you might bring the back knee down. Maybe you stay here, or if it's there, bending your back knee, maybe reaching back for the foot and drawing it in. Let's just take 2 more full breaths here. And then gently release where you are, framing the foot and stepping yourself back. Maybe a moment to peel out the feet, or taking any other variation you did on the other side. You might like to rinse it through one last round of your flow here. And then we'll make our way down to the seats. If you have a little hop through, feel free. Otherwise, you can let your knees come down. Maybe even cross your ankles and sit back, or any other way you get there. If you've got a blanket, propping your hips up. Bring those legs out in front. Shake the legs out. Roll your shoulders back, find a lift and lengthen over your lower back. Let's reach the arms up. And then keeping that length through your spine, maybe you start to kind of tilt forward. And if you kind of just here and you've got a lot of sensation going on, keep drawing the toes back, staying there. If there's a little more space, folding forward, drawing those toes back. Bringing your full awareness and attention, once you've found the activation of the shape, into your breath. And seeing if you can start to regulate. Maybe you close down the eyes, bringing your awareness back to what feels like your center. This grounded space where you can keep the attention on the movement of your breath. Two more breaths here. And then slowly making your way up. Bringing the hands back, bending your knees, and allow your knees just to gently move from side to side. And noticing how the body is feeling, your breath, especially in a slightly shorter and faster practice. And then making your way onto your back. Option to grab the props that you have, you might slide them in underneath for a supported bridge pose. Otherwise, if you're with me, we're going to take one active bridge and then come towards our Shavasana. So if you're with me, roll the shoulders back, ground the feet so they feel under the knees, they're about hip distance apart. Resting down through your hands and your feet, lifting your hips. You may stay here or just wriggle the shoulders underneath and find that interlace of the hands as you press your hips a little higher. And it's about 3 to 5 breaths. As and when you're ready, gently lowering down. Take a moment just so that your head rocks side to side again, maybe your knees. And you like it. Nice full sigh out the mouth. Really noticing, how does your body feel? How does your breath feel? Can you sense any differences from when you first lay down for the practice? And then any final little movements before you find your Shavasana shape. So it may be knees into chest. It might be a version of happy baby pose. We're just shaking out the arms and legs once again. And then when you're ready, Shavasana. And this could be lying on your back, or you might prefer to lie on the side. Or for today, you might just like to sit up, take a moment of seated observation. Finding a shape though where you can come into stillness. In this real space of observation and reflection. Fine-tuning our interoception or inner awareness to build this relationship and connection to ourselves and our bodies and our inner knowing and wisdom. Letting go of any conscious control of your breath. Continue to release the weight of your body heavier and heavier into the surface beneath you. And if you have more time, stay where you are. Otherwise, we'll close the practice. And again, you might just want to close from exactly where you are. It may be nice to bring your hands over your chest or into a prayer position and honor yourself for practicing and turning up today. And we'll close our practice on a single breath together, breathing in through the nose and sighing it out now. Thank you for being here and sharing this practice. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And namaste.